Hello and welcome back. Today we have the next delivery of Hachette's The Dalek model assembly. If you saw my previous video, you'll know that the first delivery came with issues 1 and 2 of the Dalek. That we got the eye stalk to build. Now this is the second package, which should have issues 3 through 6 in there. Those who didn't see my first video or aren't aware, Hachette or Hachette, however you pronounce it, are releasing a partwork series in which you build a 1/2 scale Dalek based on its appearance in the 2005 reboot. As I said, the first 2 issues came with the eye stalk, so you can see here what we originally built. It's going to have wires, electronics. If you see the first video, you'll see this lit up and had different eye features. Now here we have the second package to continue with our build. Opening it up, you can see how it's been packaged. There was a standard cover receipt invoice on the top, but otherwise we have issue 5, issue 4, issue 6, and issue 3. So let's move this packaging out of the way and get a look at what we've got. And here we have issues 3 through 6 out of the packaging. You can see all of the parts come in a cardboard box, presumably so they don't pierce the packaging or bits go missing. Definitely prefer the cardboard packaging over Fan Home's plastic packaging for the Megazord, which I'm also building and you may have seen videos on. Today we're going to take a look at issue 3 and look at getting that built. So let's get issues 5, 6 and 4 out of the way. So here is what you get with issue 3. You get the magazine and you get the packaging for what should be the central dome. We'll have a quick look at the magazine and then we'll get the bits out and opened. So the cover has the same artwork as the first 2 issues, so I'm assuming that each issue is just going to have the same cover all the time. Understandable. We've seen Fan Home doing something sort of similar with the Megazord line, in that each issue has one of the Zord's heads on it, not necessarily corresponding to the Zord you're building either. But in addition to having the Dalek, there's a brief summary of the features we can see inside, step-by-step instructions, Skaro, home of the Daleks. So let's put this down. So issue 3, we get a nice dynamic shot of the Dalek. Issue 2 had a very different shot, as does issue 1 and presumably issue 4. So yeah, it looks like the dynamic shot of the Dalek will be different on the inside of each issue. That's nice. It could have been just a simple standard shot of the model for each issue going forward, but it's nice that we're getting something different each issue. Contents page. We then have a summary of Skaro, which is the home planet of the Daleks. A look at the Dead Planet, which was the first episode of the Daleks. From 1963. Sorry, we've got some pictures of the episodes in there. Barbara and Susan, Doctor, Barbara, Susan, Barbara and Ian, sorry. Susan's down there, Barbara, Doctor and Ian. Shot of Sydney Newman. Some more episode shots. Some backstage information on various bits. Then we have a section dedicated to the anatomy of the Dalek. We're just looking at the gun. Then we have our build instructions. So here you can see our build instructions. And then on the back we have a preview of what to expect and issue 4. Moving along, we then have our box. This opens up. Everything's packaged in a brown tissue paper, which is quite nice. Saves on waste. Here we have part of the dome. It's made of a hard ABS plastic. If you've been watching my the Doctor Power Ranger Megazord one, you'll know I've had some comments on what sections I feel should have maybe been metal over the hard plastic. I'm assuming this is the inner part of the dome, and we will get a cover over this eventually, which I would hope would be the metal. Oh, in fact, this piece, whatever it is, feels distinctly like metal. It's heavy, solid. Oh, we get inside of the first packaging we have various little packs, presumably of screws. We get a little screwdriver. There's some hard metal bits in there. Other bits. And another part of the dome, presumably. Let's get the box moved out of the way. Let's look at getting these pieces opened up. Okay, and we have all of our package opened up. You can see we get the dome. You can get a good size of what the Dalek's going to be. That's presumably that is the dome. Something for scale. See if we can get something for a semblance of scale. There we go. So, tiny 50p piece, and the dome itself. So this is going to be a large display piece when it's all done in 3 years' time. Dome. Both of these parts are an ABS plastic. You get 2 outer parts of the dome. These are metal. You get ABS plastic for what will presumably be the eye stalk port, I presume. you get some various clips which are all in the ABS plastic, and then 3 packages of screws. I've kept those separate. I'm not quite sure on sizes yet, but I don't want to get them mixed up in case. So, checking the instructions, we should have our screwdriver, outer panels of the dome, slot for I-arm, outer panels for the dome, lower frame, upper frame, connecting plates, 5 PB screws, and 17 PM screws, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18. Yep, so we've got 1 extra there, that's fine. So the 5 are going to be connecting for metal, whereas these are for use on plastic. Let's get a few bits moved out of the way, and then we'll start looking at assembly. Okay, here we go. So initially we need the dome and the frame. Fit the upper part of the frame for the dome on top of the lower part. Note that at the front of the dome there is a slot to align the parts, so you can see where the eye stalk will go. Those need to line up, and they then slide and essentially slot together. Turning it upside down, you can see there's moulding, and they should all line up together. And initially we need to look at connecting these 2 bits together. So turn the parts upside down so that you can fit the 2 connecting parts. 3G, which is the connecting plates. That's the square shaped ones. So these is going to go, I don't know how well this is showing up on camera, but these are going to go here and here on either side of presumably where the eyepieces go. Okay, yep, I see. So you want these to line up like so. If that's showing up, and the other one will do the same. Slide those into place so that we've got a slight grip when we start screwing. There we go. Got everything nicely rested. We then connect with 4 screws each. Got a nice magnetic screwdriver there, which is really handy, and I will be keeping hold of that for the Megazord build. So that just screws in like so. should do. Put the other one into place so that we've got a couple grips. I'm going to get these screwed in and then we'll be back for the next stage. Okay, and we are down to our last screw for this section. I found the easiest thing to do was actually fit and screw in the clips to the rim to begin with, and then slot the rest into place. It was a lot easier that way. What you will find once everything is connected into place, there is a slight gap between the two parts. It does say so in the instructions, so that's to be expected and is fine. The pictures even show the said gap, so we know that's expected. We then need to take the next two clips and then these are numbered with a number 2 and a number 1, so it's then finding slots in the dome and lining these up as well. So number 2 goes in this one here. The 2 is a little weird. Initially I thought it was part of the bronze moulding, but it's not. It's the marking. So again, I'm just going to take this one bit, slots over one of the other ports, and then it pushes into the other 2 areas. Take and screw that in. So I have absolutely no idea where I'm going to store this dome while the rest is being built. Yep, we then take part 1, and section 1 should be, section 1 is just here. There are a number of sections for a number 5 and a number 4. Presumably they are in future issues. Again, exact same as previously, just slot them in. Get your screws and screw it all into place. Again, the hairline crack is remaining throughout, which is fine, is to be expected. And this is obviously the inner part of the dome itself. We're going to have metal shells around, so all of this is going to be covered and hidden away. And then that is that section done. We need to take numbers 5, oh they're here, number 5 and 4, and fit those into the corresponding slots. Five, 5 is on my left and 4 is on my right of the dome, and just making sure. a little tougher to fit. Let's just try to find. See about this. Okay, so you need to make sure they're going in the right. There's 5 slotted in now, but 4. You can see there are 3 screw ports here. You want that one and that one. You want it going in at an angle rather than horizontally. And there. They then slot in nicely. Again, you just take your screws. Try not to lose them. And then throw them into place. Make sure that they're nice and tight. A little fiddly, but so far this hasn't been as fiddly as some of the screws on the Megazord. Has anyone else watched that? Is anyone else collecting that? What about the Dalek? Are you collecting the Dalek? What are you thinking so far? Personally, I feel it's a little too early to make any proper judgments on this. However, I really enjoyed assembling the eye stalk last month, and I quite like the electric features on that. I'm excited for this to continue. As I said, I'm a little disappointed that this is going to be over 3 years rather than 2. But I suppose it spreads out the cost and the build a bit more. There we go. That is our dome secured. Again, the hairline crack remains. That's fine. It's shown as such in the instructions, so that's to be expected. And presumably, once these start clipping on, wherever they go, they will start hiding things in. So we're then looking for these 2 points here where our outer brace will fit in. These just slide, and you heard a nice firm click there. They click into place, but we will be screwing them in as well. That one didn't click in quite as nicely. The screws are lining up, so that's fine. We then want the metal screws. Again, simple fixture of the screws. You want to put weight onto the screw and against the metal plating and press firmly as you screw it in, otherwise it will push it out. tight. You can see here already the hairline seal is hidden. Take the other metal screw. Again, find your screw port and applying firm pressure. Screw in. This one's at a bit of an odd angle. Yeah, no, that's not very good. Let me get these screwed in and then we'll look at the next stages. And there we have the two slots screwed in together. As I said, just apply firm pressure against the screw and against the metal at the same time so they don't slot out of place. Otherwise, it's easy enough to fit everything together. Once that's done, we are then looking at fitting our eye stalk, or sorry, the housing for the eye stalk. This will go at the front here, line up the screw ports with the housing, and then just slot it into place. This one doesn't actually screw into place, it's just a push fit. Once it's in, it is a tight fit, so if you're storing this for a month, it's not likely to pop out and fall away. And there we have our completed dome for issue 3. Bring this back around for a final look and thoughts. Okay, so as I said, there we have the dome put together. We get so issue 3 has the top of the dome, the rim of the dome, or the innards of it, and then we get 2 outer plates and the eye stalk port. You get the screws needed for it along with the necessary clips to fit everything into place. Everything fits nicely together. Screws go in easily enough. It's a lot easier when you don't have it faced towards a camera and you can have it faced towards you, but yep, I am happy with how this is going on as it is. I look forward to building more of this. So that is issue 3. Coming up in issue 4, we can expect to add more of our dome in place. It looks like we will be getting one of the Dalek lights, the LEDs for that. Looks like we'll get another part of the dome cover for the eye stalk and the Dalek nameplate. Issue 4 will then pick up with some more adventures in time and space and different Dalek designs. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying this build, and join me soon for issue 4.